In the town of Nazareth in Israel lived a man. He had a son when he was very old, and this son was the favorite of his father. So much so that he made him a beautiful coat of many colors and gave it to him. And the young man's name was Joseph, and he loved that coat very much. Now, Joseph's 11 brothers were very angry when they saw how much his father loved him and the fact that he had given him such a beautiful coat. They hated Joseph and they said, "How can we get rid of this guy? Our father loves him so much. If only he could die." Now, they didn't actually want Joseph to die, but they did want to make his life very difficult. So they went up to their father and said, "Father, we went out into the fields to tend to the sheep and goats, and those wild animals, the wolves, they are after us. Please take Joseph with you next time so you can protect him from the wolves." When Joseph's father heard this, he wasn't too happy, but he really couldn't say no to his sons. So he told Joseph, "You have to stay here. I am going out into the field to protect you from the wolves." But Joseph said, "No, I want to go with my father. I want to help my brothers with the sheep and the goats." And even though his father wasn't too keen on the idea, he eventually agreed and said, "All right, let's go." And when they reached the fields where his brothers were, Joseph took his coat off and gave it to his father and said, "Father, please take care of this coat for me." Then Joseph started helping his brothers with their work. Meanwhile, while Joseph was out in the fields with his brothers, an angel of the Lord appeared to the man who had been looking after Joseph and said, "Take this coat back to Joseph." And he said, "Why? What do you want me to do with it?" The angel said, "Take it back to Joseph. He needs it." So when the man returned home and gave the coat to Joseph, Joseph realized that something very strange was happening. And when his brothers saw Joseph wearing the coat, they were filled with hatred and anger. And then they stripped him of the coat and threw him into a pit that was nearby. And afterwards, they pulled up some stones and built a wall around the pit, making sure that Joseph couldn't get out. Then they took the coat and dipped it in blood and took it back to their father, saying, "Look, a wild animal has attacked us, and this is the blood-stained coat of Joseph." Their father didn't believe them, but he said, "If that's true, then show me the body." So they picked up Joseph's body and showed it to him. And when he saw the body, he tore his clothes and put ashes on his head, and went and sat down by Joseph's body and wept bitterly. And Joseph's brothers thought to themselves, "This is all because of the coat of many colors. If only we could find a way to destroy the coat." So they cut it up into many pieces and threw it away. Meanwhile, Joseph woke up and realized that he wasn't dead. He pushed away the stones and climbed out of the pit. Looking around, he realized that he was in a desert, and he didn't know where he was or how to get home. And so he started walking and soon came across a man who was tending his sheep. And Joseph said, "Excuse me, can you please tell me where I am?" The man looked at him and said, "You look very tired and hungry. Why don't you come and stay with me? I will feed you and you can rest." And Joseph stayed with that man for many days, and he was very kind to him. However, one night there was a heavy storm, and Joseph's hair got wet. So the man said, "Let me cut your hair and dry it near the fire." And as he was cutting Joseph's hair, he noticed that Joseph had a beautiful, colorful tattoo on his hand. And he asked Joseph about it, and Joseph explained that it was a gift from his father. And then Joseph told the man everything that had happened to him. And the man listened patiently and said, "I think I know who you are. Come with me." And he took Joseph to a palace where a king was sitting on a throne. And when the king saw Joseph, he said, "Are you the young man with the colorful tattoo?" And Joseph said, "Yes, that's me." And the king welcomed Joseph and made him one of his most trusted advisors and gave him the finest clothes and the best food. And Joseph became the ruler of that land, and he lived there happily ever after.